on Twitter and YouTube, people are elsewhere on the internet. My blog is located at purplebutterfly-people.blogspot.com, and my soaps, Purple Butterfly Soaps, can be located at people.etsy.com. I am about to make soap. I got everything already measured out. I have some lard and some palm oil heating up on the stove. I have my canola oil ready to pour in, because with two that are heating up and one that's regular temperature, it will bring the temperatures to the level I need it without me having to, I'll say, run and get the thermometer. This is distilled water. I have my lye over there ready to blend the two together, which is why I have this, because I'm out of mask. So I'm going to do that and then come back to you. Yeah. You'll get it in a second, because you don't want to breathe in certain things. You know what I'm saying? You always want to water, you always want to lye to your water, not water the lye. In other words, add the lye to the water. Do not pour water into powdered lye, because, well, that will be very, very bad, okay? It'll pop and all kinds of stuff at you. Now, let me put this in my sink. I have to wait till the fumes go away and it becomes clear again. That's the only hard part about making soap. It's a catalyst, a oil, and a liquid. Yep. Now, in the meantime, I'll be right back. Okay. Now, supposedly, I should be able to flip the camera around while I... that connection. Yeah, we already figured that out. There we go. So it is letting me switch the camera while I am live. So in the meantime, let's move this over here, because I'm going to need to be able to get to my immersion blender, otherwise known as a stick blender, to get everything situated. Yeah, so lighting in this place is always, believe it or not, I'm in a very bright room. It's just, you can't tell it. Okay, so we have this on top of my blender thing, and the little prongs are making it balance perfectly. Don't know why I didn't think of that years ago. In the meantime, let me go check on the lye water. It's got the soap scent going on, but it's still cloudy. As long as it's still cloudy, we can't do anything with it. Okay, and over here, I'll tell you what. We're going to turn this entire thing around. Oops. Preferably without, dropping it everywhere. I need to move this because I got the cord tangled with it, and that won't do any good. Yeah. Okay. So when it's time to use that, I know that's ready to go. Yeah. This we're gonna put, well, no we're not. We'll put this right here. My brace is killing me, but it's all good. And this is going to be an in the pot swirl. So I think I'm going to use my other gloves. The nitros are really good. These say they're made for my hand, but yeah, let's show you. That's supposed to be for a small hand. And it's small if you go by male and female. This would be a small for a guy. It's not a small for me. Anyway, I don't think I'm going to use the goggles until I get back to the line. This is 16 ounces of canola oil. Okay. I need this. Always scrape out the last little bits of oil out of your containers, because believe it or not, just the size of your container can hold up to 2.5 ounces of oil. And that includes your pots and your pans. Okay. Now this is going to be a recreation of the Langenbrunner soap that was for a wedding a couple of years ago, and then I found out after I made the soap that the bride is allergic to coconut. So this has lard, canola, and palm oil in it. Yes. And since it's also using the same fragrance oil that seeds on that particular soap, I have an idea of how I'm going to incorporate this without having a seize effect. I'm going to do it in the pot swirl, but instead of putting the fragrance oil into the batch, into the oils or anything like that, I'm thinking put the fragrance oil in the mold, do the in the pot swirl, and when I pour it, it'll absorb in. That didn't make sense, but you'll see what I mean. I've done it before, and I've had varying successes doing that. So I know it works. It really works if, you're doing it with a soap you know will accelerate, and you just hit it with the blender a couple of times while it's in the mold. The thing is, though, if I'm making a swirl, that's not going to be an option. Hold on. Let me take my purple butterfly and tuck it in my back pocket so it doesn't get tangled up with the gloves. I know for a fact that this particular pair of gloves will not snag or break on the ring, But by the same token, if I need to get the ring off in a hurry, it will decide to be friendly and just... Anyway, let me get everything I need in a format that will work. I'm just going to go ahead and pop the top on this. That smells good. This on the entire bottom of the mold. And I'm just going to smooth it around like if it was a cake. You know what I mean. I usually use Nature's Garden, Rustic Essentials, or a couple of other trusted brands. This came from Michael's. It has sporadic results, but you know, it was the one scent that wasn't too strong, too heavy, too whatever. Yeah. So that's clear now, and there's no more gagging. So that's ready to go. So let's see. We'll go old school, the way I used to do it before everything got to be really, really challenging in my world. You can barely see me like that. But let's see. We're going to make sure you can see everything I'm doing. Because the last time I tried this, I was doing it in the pot swirl. I was using my camera and I almost dropped the camera. I caught it in midair in the soap. And there's a video of that. But in the meantime, we don't want to repeat that in a negative way. You know what I'm saying? So let's see. Let's put this here. Or I'll do this. Oh, well. That gives me another idea. I'm going to need that spot anyway, just for the blending. So we're going to move this over here. And yeah. Yeah. Okay. So that means if I put the pot right here, you should be able to see everything I do. It's at the right temperature anyway. There we go. Now, the next thing I'm going to do, I need to measure colors. Since this is a recreation, I'm going to use the same colors. And that's the backup, in case there's an overflow, because as far as I know, this is only supposed to be a 3-pound mold, but what if I accidentally make more than 3 pounds? Yes, I am known to, make too much soap at a time. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Gonna need 1, 2, 3. Well, actually, one of the colors is the pot, so that's automatically 1. So I only need 3. Yeah. So in the meantime, let's move this over here. And this particular batch is not going to have silk in it because, well, it's just not going to have silk in it. Let's move this. Well, that's still very hot. So these temperatures are not going to match. So, yeah. Oh. Hey. And yeah, that's exactly why I use a strainer for lye. There's a, don't know if you can see that, but there's a few particles in the way. But it's all good because it's not in the soap. It's in the strainer. There's a difference. Alrighty then. And we'll give that enough time to flood, so that way it can be completely clear when it's time to add the colorings to this particular batch. And I'm live, so call me back later. Okay, now using the immersion blender or the stick blender, whichever you want to call it. I'm not quite going for trace. I'm going for emulsion because this needs to be slow moving. And see, I am going to need a new stick blender. This is making a sound that it's never made before. And since I do have this going too high, I figured just get it, you know, slightly blended and then work on the rest. And by that time it could cool down and I can melt the, you know, temperatures together. And that means blend, 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 because otherwise I'll have a false trace if I don't. Okay. Alright then. We're going to need a little purple. And this is soapberry purple. And it's a mica. In other words, ooh, sparkly. And then we have pearl green, which is a mica. And reborn sky blue, which is a pigment, but I mixed the two together because of the look I want. Okay. Mom's watching Roseanne. This is going to get interesting really quick. Oh, man, that is really sealed. Come on. Oh, there we go. I was about to get frustrated. That's way too much. But it doesn't matter. That's another reason why I buy sample packs. That way if you use too much of something, it's no big deal. You don't accidentally use all of it by a wayward pour. You know. It'll just be bright, vibrant for the part of the batch. Oh, my phone is shutting off. Bummer. I have no idea what I'm doing, I'm telling you. Anyway, we got a better camera angle going, so you can definitely see everything I'm doing. Or at least, let's hope so. Yeah. Well, actually, let's move this over here. Well, better idea. There we go. Gives you the bird's eye view without me losing the camera to the batch of soap. Because, you know, like I said, that's happened before. There we go. Now, we're going to need to bring that down a little. And see, that's why I started slowly and just went to emulsification, because right now it's just now making a soup, but it's not making a trace. That would be a false labor if we continued at that point. See, anticipation. I know what to do on that front. Let me get several things out of the way right quick. Now this I'm going to put here. I think I'm going to put this in the sink where you can actually see better. So then I'm going to move this down here. Oh, wait a minute, about to lose the battery again. Oh, yeah, that did not work out well because I am kind of completely out of battery. But I'm going to show you what I have in the pot right now. I'm going to switch to camera. And then I'm going to pour it in the mold. And yeah. So these are the colors of the Langenbrunner soap. There's a magenta purple, a teal green, a reborn sky blue, which is actually blended together, and a charcoal mica added to titanium dioxide, and then the regular batch itself to give me this effect. So that's what I got, and now all I gotta do is pour it. Boy, this is the mold that has the fragrance oil at the bottom of, and that's the one that's plain. So what I'm going to do is just pour it in there and then let the fragrance oil become integrated. Yeah. And it is seizing up while I'm pouring. That fragrance oil is no joke. So, yeah. And the leftovers are all going to go in here. I'll add some kind of fragrance oil to it in a second, because this one has no fragrance whatsoever. Yeah. And apparently I took off my goggles too soon. I have a splash on my face right by my left cheek. I can feel it. But it's all good. I also got a bottle of vinegar right over there. So as soon as I'm done scraping this, and see, I just said I need something for the overflow, and I have a half a batch just as an overflow. I never assume that because a batch says 48 ounces, I'm going to get 48 ounces. Because sometimes you end up with 50 or 32, depending on what you were making and